If you're having trouble, especially adding the lower body, the legs, into your serve, or have never done it, you need to start by realizing that the lower body and the rotation of your upper body is going to give the ball heaviness, and it's going to position your body in the ideal place to hit the ball. So today I want to take you to 3 steps, and all 3 have to do with incorporating that rotation and making that feel familiar and a necessary part for your serve. So for the first part of the exercise, I want you to position yourself really, really close to the net. And what we're going to do is you're going to have your shoulders facing the net. You're going to start basically from the end. You're going to make sure that you're using the pronation of your hand so that you can make contact in the right place. But the main point of this part is to start adding a little bit of back rotation from your upper body and a little bit of forward rotation. So we're going to start by waiting for that upper body to rotate back. And then as your upper body starts rotating forward, you're going to release your hand. And when you feel your hand in front of you, that's when you're going to allow your hand to go the fastest. So if you were to time it, you would want to go a long 1 and a fast 2. So keep your feet facing the net, keep your shoulders facing the net, and start by adding a little bit of rotation. 1, 2. Okay, pronation. 1, 2. You're not going to accelerate until you realize that your hand is in front of your shoulder so that you don't make the shoulders go fast. The hand is what needs to go really fast. And when your hand goes fast, it needs to connect to your core. Your core needs to tighten up so that it stops that sideways rotation and it allows your dominant side to go forward. Ready? For the second part of the exercise, I want you to choose either the do side or the add side. Now, on this second part, what I want you to do is position yourself sideways and keep your lower body sideways. The exercise is basically going to be for your upper body from the waist up. So what you're going to be doing is introducing a little bit more rotation from your upper body. Again, your legs are going to remain sideways so that you can feel how your upper body is going to turn and engage your core. So we're basically going to start from the end. We're going to point the elbow up to the sky. We're going to pronate your hand and we're going to try to rotate back. And as you rotate forwards, we're going to start letting your hand go. And when your hand is positioned in front of your shoulder, that's when it's going to go the fastest and it's going to connect with your core. So timing, remember, the beginning needs to go slow, the end has to go fast. And the main thing right here is for your right shoulder to feel how it positions itself behind the hand and it push your hand so that it can create a heavy stroke. That's what we're trying to create today, a heavy serve. And for the last part, I want you to position yourself on the baseline and we're going to put it all together. We're going to include rotation coming from the lower body, rotation coming from the upper body, rotation coming from your shoulder, your arm, and speed coming at the very end, coming from your hand. Remember, we have to speed up the stroke gradually, and the maximum amount of speed needs to be performed by your hand. You are building for this moment. Your whole body is support for your hand. So ideally what we're going to do is bring the weight of your body back on your right leg if you're a righty, and at that moment you're going to release that ball. You're going to start tossing. Okay, so weight in the back, weight going up, weight going forward, hips turning, arm lifting. When the hips start facing forward and your hand is in front of your shoulder, that's when we're going to allow your hand to go really, really fast. And hopefully that's going to carry the entire right side forward. And I would suggest when you're here on the baseline, don't add the jumping yet. Let's concentrate on bringing the weight from the back to the front. So do a bunch of serves without jumping yet until you accomplish not falling to the left side. because that might be a sign that you're speeding up your hand a little too early. Ideally, you also want to try and pivot from your wrist so that what's going down is your hand and your racket. So a great exercise to do is just to grab a few balls, place yourself on the baseline, keep your wrist as a pivot point, and then hit the ground. Because what you might be doing, if you find that a lot of your balls are going out or into the net, probably your whole arm is coming down. So ideally with your arm, you want to feel like it kept going forward rather than left. Your arm at this point is rotating from the back to the front, and your hand is going from the top to the bottom. Your wrist is staying up and your racket is snapping down. When you're practicing and you're not incorporating the jump up and forward, make sure that you're starting with your front back foot and then bringing that foot forward. You don't want to be landing on the left foot at this point, because what you're doing is you're teaching your right side to dominate. So if you find yourself doing this and landing on the left side, you might be accelerating a little too early also. So when you do this, it's going to feel very mechanical, but that's how you need to start, so that you can show your brain little by little what it needs to look like, what it needs to feel like. So when you're on the baseline, choose one side and choose a target.